Hey, my name is Jasper and welcome back to my channel. As you all know by now, earlier this year in January it was confirmed by Ubisoft themselves that seasons will no longer be a thing, so they're basically dead now. We were all very disappointed by this news, including myself. I'd say 99% of the community was upset by this, as seen by many comments, posts, and videos. Seasons had a lot to offer and brought us very exciting content throughout the year as we wait for the next game. They only got better with time, always hyped up the community when their trailers dropped. So what happened here? How could one of the main selling points of Just Dance's subscription service die off when it was at its absolute peak? I thought this was a very disappointing yet interesting case, so I wanted to dive into the history of Just Dance seasons and touch on what might have led to this eventual downfall. I hope you enjoy. So let's take things back to late 2018. Just Dance Unlimited had already been around for a few years by this point, and it quickly solidified itself as a successful replacement for DLCs. Players loved the subscription service since it gave them a way to play both their favorite old songs and the newest release ones. Since the service had freshly turned 3 years old, my guess is Ubisoft wanted to try something different and fresh to add excitement to JDU with the release of Just Dance 2019, which was the newest entry at this time. Season 1 of Just Dance 2019, titled Holiday Celebration Event, was released on December 20, 2018. It included Done For Me, which is one of my favorite maps, and some regional exclusives were made available for everyone to play. There was also a limited-time Christmas playlist as well as 3 bosses to battle and earn exclusive avatars from on the World Dance Floor, which was a nice little touch to encourage players to tune in. Looking back on it now, it wasn't the most memorable considering we only got one new song in regional exclusives, but it marks the beginning and would quickly evolve into the seasons we knew and loved. You also gotta consider that this was technically an event similarly to the Just Dance 2025 edition event we got late last year, so that explains why it was so short, lasting only about a month. The next 2 events followed a very similar format but with more exclusive songs, thankfully. These seasons were crazy carnival and summer vibes. Both seasons gave us 3 exclusive songs each. Some of the new tracks included Medicina, Lush Life, Peanut Butter Jelly, and Criminal, which is one of my favorites. And combined we got 5 returning songs from older games. Each season had 3 boss battles with more limited time avatars unlockable through the World Dance Floor, with 1 theme playlist each as well. The 4th and final season of the JD 2019 era was the Just Dance 2020 celebration and gave us 3 more JD Unlimited exclusive songs, which I wouldn't have expected, lol. These songs were You Don't Know Me, Boys, and Mayors. More classic songs were also added to the catalog, and 7 Rings was playable to JDU subscribers for a limited time in a playlist, celebrating 10 years of Just Dance. This event probably has my favorite bosses, as they were themed around coaches from JD 2020, which feels less random to me compared to the others, lol. These seasons weren't the most memorable, looking back, but they were definitely getting there. With the release of Just Dance 2020, Ubisoft carried on with this idea but officially began to refer to them as seasons, and they lasted much longer this time, like we are more used to. They were all about 2 months long, and there were 4 seasons in total. Season 1, Winter Wonderland; Season 2, Feel the Power; Season 3, Virtual Paradise; and Season 4, It's Showtime. The first 3 seasons had around 3 to 4 new exclusive songs, 3 to 4 returning songs from older games, 6 bosses to battle on the World Dance Floor with limited time avatars, a few free songs accessible to non-JDU subscribers for a limited time, and 1 or 2 theme playlists each. Some of my favorite unlimited exclusives to be released through these seasons are Woman Like Me, Sucker, and La Respuesta. This era was a massive improvement from Just Dance 2019 seasons. I like that each one was much longer than a month. It helped fill out the release schedule much better, if that makes sense. The spaced out releases gave players something to be excited about all year. There was more to enjoy overall this era, which is nice. Season 4, It's Showtime, acted as a Just Dance 2021 celebration. There were no exclusive songs, but JDU subscribers got early access to 4 JD 2021 songs. These songs were Without Me, Kulikataka, Yo Lego, and Ice Cream. There were also some limited time free songs for returning songs, 6 bosses, and to theme playlists like previous seasons. Again, I really like that Ubisoft based the last season of the era around the release of the next game. It makes everything much more exciting. Seasons continued on into Just Dance 2021 with a similar structure, but it was a little messy and unorganized because of the pandemic, but that's understandable. Moving forward, there also weren't any bosses, which was a little disappointing since it was the only way to get some rare avatars at this time. Season 1, Once Upon a Dance, and Season 2, Versus both had 3 new exclusive songs for returning songs and 2 limited-time free songs. Although Season 1 got the theme playlist while Season 2 only had one, which wasn't a big loss, but future seasons follow this trend. Season 3, Festival, was delayed by a month due to the pandemic, which led to its runtime being cut in half, only running for 28 days. You can tell it really hit this season hard since the new songs felt like forgettable filler. There also weren't any returning songs, which kinda sucked. It's a shame how badly COVID-19 affected this era as a whole, but Ubisoft quickly turned this around. A few of my favorite exclusive tracks from this year are Tusa, The Way I Are, and Girls Like, so it wasn't all bad. Again, like previous years, Season 4, The Traveler acted as a Just Dance 2022 celebration and has to be one of the best seasons in terms of theme and execution. It was based around the coach himself, and it was so well thought out. The Traveler was hinted at since Season 1 of this era. He made small mysterious appearances in every trailer, which was such a fun Easter egg. Rock Your Body and Levitating were playable for a short time for JDU subscribers, one new exclusive song which was All the Stars, a couple of free songs for a limited time, some returning ones, and a theme playlist like previous seasons. Now this is what I and many other players would call the beginning of the peak for JD seasons, although the schedule was quite different. There were only 2 seasons this year, which was a big bummer to me, not gonna lie, but there was also an event which kinda makes up for that. Starting from here, I won't go as in-depth with events since they technically aren't seasons. Yet I still wanna give them a mention. The World Tour event was a month-long event that started off the Just Dance 2022 era by adding previously regional exclusives to JDU along with 2 themed playlists. Both seasons were around 2 months long like previous years and still split into 2 parts. Season 1, Astral had 4 new exclusive tracks for returning songs, 2 themed playlists, and 5 World Dance Floor tournaments that took place on specific dates throughout the season. I absolutely loved this theme since it felt so unique to JD at the time and allowed for some fun promotional content on Just Dance's socials. I can definitely see why this one is a lot of people's favorite. Season 2, Surreal followed the exact same format, including the cool theme, which makes my brain happy because I love consistency, lol. Despite only having 2 seasons, the exclusives this year were massive upgrades and are some of the most memorable. My favorites would easily have to be Positions, Daisy, Malibu, Kiss Me More, and Break My Heart. They were so well executed and high quality, you can tell a lot of love were put into these. Strangely enough, there was no dedicated event to the release of Just Dance 2023 edition, but some songs were available to play for free for a limited time. Speaking of JD 2023 edition though, this was the year to tune into its seasonal content. I consider this era the absolute peak. It's also the introduction of Just Dance Plus, which Ubisoft put all their focus into moving forward. I have a video all about the death of Unlimited if you want to watch that after this one. The year started off with a World Tour event very similar to last year. It lasted about 2 weeks and made most of Just Dance 2023 edition's regional exclusives available to all players through JD+. With this new JD era, it became a live service which allowed Ubisoft to do so much more compared to past games. If you want my more in-depth thoughts about any season or event from this point going forward, check out my playlist after this video. Season 1, Lover Coaster started off this year with a bang and lasted almost 3 months with so much content. 5 new JD exclusive tracks were released throughout the season. Alongside these, we got 5 legacy tracks, which was a new concept at the time. Legacy tracks are just dance songs that weren't available on the Unlimited service, so it was super convenient for newer players who might not have the OG games that these songs were from. I made an entire video about these special songs in a previous upload if you're interested in learning more. So with 10 songs in total, we also got 3 theme playlists to dance along to as well. These playlists and some select songs were made free to play for a limited time, which was fun for everyone, as I mentioned earlier, since Just Dance was now a live service. A new seasonal progression system was introduced. This allowed players to collect points by dancing to unlock up to 40 themed rewards. These rewards included avatars, backgrounds, celebrations, aliases, borders, emotes, badges, and score effects. Season 2, Showdown, is definitely another fan favorite as it was in collaboration with Eurovision. It followed nearly the same format as Lover Coaster but with one small change, but I'll get to that later. All 5 JD Plus exclusive tracks were from Eurovision, and each map was also based around the song competition. I can see why so many players loved the season. The execution was simply amazing and every little detail was so well thought out. There were for legacy songs and to returning songs. Wannabe by the Spice Girls was planned for Showdown, but it was cancelled at the last second and replaced with Toy by Netta and Waterloo by ABBA. Like last season, there were 40 rewards to earn and 3 playlists with JD Plus songs to play for free for a limited time. Once all of the new exclusive songs were released, Just Dance posted a poll on Twitter to vote for which dance-averse you think deserved to win the competition. Edrenix was so close to winning, but Sun Horizon won the competition with a total of 2,178 votes, which was 100% deserved. As a prize, fans got exclusive access to some in-game assets, lore, and more. I genuinely loved this concept. It was honestly top tier. Season 3, Beach, Summer, and Vampires followed the exact same format with 5 legacy songs, 3 themed playlists, 40 rewards, and some free songs for a limited time, but instead of 5 new songs there were only 4, and this will continue moving forward sadly. But this has to be my favorite era for Just Dance seasons overall. I also found the secret song gimmick kind of fun, even if it was short-lived. Seeing an unannounced song get added to the lineup was very exciting. It makes it very difficult to pick my favorite JD Plus exclusives to come out of this year, but a few of them have to be thank you. Next, DJ got us Fallon in Love, Slow Mo, and Provenza. To end the year, there was a Just Dance 2024 Edition celebration event with early access to 3 JD 2024 Edition songs, as they rotated weekly for 2 months, and 25 themed rewards to collect. Despite being nothing more than an event, I really appreciate the extra effort in giving us new rewards, probably some of the best too. With a total of 145 rewards, 14 exclusive songs, and 14 legacy songs, what more could we ask for after such a great year previously? Season 1, Disney Magical Time, was a rough start for the JD 2024 Edition era, which is a shame since it was another collaboration. It had for new JD Plus exclusive songs and for featured songs. I'm really not sure what to call these because they were already available through JD Plus way before the season, which was really lackluster. Alongside these though, there were also only 25 rewards, which I found very disappointing because I'm a completionist and collecting all of the rewards was so satisfying. 3 themed playlists were also added, but they only included the songs from the season itself, if that makes sense, which was lame. Each season this year was split into 2 releases, meaning we got half of the songs in the first month and the second batch in the second month rather than semi-weekly releases for the whole season. I didn't like this change since it felt less engaging. The only good side to this was each song was made free for everyone for its first month of release, which was nice. A new concept was also introduced this year in which players with Just Dance Plus got early access to every seasonal song a week before everyone else. It was a nice idea but not really necessary as a subscriber myself. Season 2, Y2K, was a big step up from Season 1 in terms of content, although it still followed the same format sadly. There were for new, exclusive songs and for returning songs. By this point, the legacy song thing was completely dropped, which was a shame since it was a great way for new players to play old songs. I think it became too much for Ubisoft trying to get the licensing for songs that they didn't already have previously on JDU. 25 rewards were also added, and there was only 1 playlist this time around. From here, it genuinely felt like Ubisoft ran out of fuel and were squeezing out every last drop of content they had left. Night Swan, the prequel, lasted a little under a month with 2 new exclusive maps and 8 rewards to collect, but again it was kind of meh. Season 3, Lights Out, wasn't much better either. It only had 3 exclusive songs and 5 returning songs. Technically, Dance All Night and Hot For Me were legacy songs, but I don't think that was intentional. Like last season, there was only 1 playlist and 25 rewards. Although the year was pretty disappointing compared to how good we had it the year before, there were still some great maps. A few of my favorites are Boys a Liar Part 2, Daduda T, Greedy, and Hollaback Girl. To end off the JD 2024 era, we got a second event, if that's what you can even call it. Just Dance 2025 Edition early access lasted about 2 weeks and let all players play Basket Case and Calabria 2007 for a limited time. Yup, that's it. Compared to years before, Especially last year, this was genuinely super lame and felt completely rushed so Ubisoft could meet the expectations of the calendar they posted at the start of the era. It had no thought put into it whatsoever and was the worst way to say goodbye to seasons/events. So that brings us to the Just Dance 2025 edition era. When the live service updated back in October in preparation for JD 2025's release, the season icon disappeared from the menu after how far seasons had fallen in the year previously. This scared fans, including myself. We were all worried that this meant seasons would be gone for good, and sadly we were alright. Before we got any official announcements, we were given a sense of false hope by the JD team. In the game's update log for October it states, "The season page is now offline when no event is happening, so I and many others thought this meant they'd be back right." Back in November, a curious fan asked about Season 1 of JD 2025. The official Just Dance account replied excitedly with a blushing emoji. This meant good news was coming, right? Well, no. In January, a statement was made about the future of seasons. I'll link this page in the description of this video if you want to read more, but I'll give a quick summary. This update basically states that the seasonal schedule became too difficult for the JD team to keep up with, so they're shifting their focus completely on DLCs for the future of Just Dance 2025 edition. So what happened here? How could one of the most exciting parts of Just Dance's subscription services die off as soon as it hit its peak? Well, the short and simple answer would be money. It actually goes a lot deeper than that, but it would be a lot to explain in this video as it has more to do with Ubisoft as a company and can't be easily explained by Just Dance choreos suck now or something like that. Ubisoft has made more than a couple bad decisions in the last few years, as well as had many controversies which has led the company to lose a lot of money in recent times because of their decisions. Their games have been doing terribly in sales, Just Dance included. I'll quickly go through a few of their main controversies for you so you can get a better understanding. In the last decade or so, Ubisoft has been constantly delaying their games or releasing them as half-baked overpriced cash grabs with lots of microtransactions. A lot of people would actually apply some of these points to Just Dance starting from Just Dance 2023 edition as the game costed $50 US, which is the same price that Just Dance 2020 costed, yet it came with half the content. Just Dance Plus also had only 150 songs at release, while at the same time you could subscribe to Just Dance Unlimited, which had about 700 songs for the same price. That's around 550 songs you were missing out on if you decided to subscribe to JD Plus. As much as I love JD 2023 edition and the games afterward, I can admit that they completely lack in game modes and features. I mean, it's been 3 years, yet there's still no sign of the world dance lore we were promised, and there haven't been any new levels added to the service. Plus, we can't even do something as simple as making dancer cards for friends and family. Like what? Ubisoft has also made multiple attempts since 2021 to get people to buy their NFTs by incorporating them into their games, even making entire games based off these shady tactics. I think it's pretty self-explanatory as to why this turned off many previous fans, lol. These next few examples are sensitive subjects, so I won't go into much detail, but if you want to skip forward, please jump to this timestamp. Another example of a very bad decision was their choice to use a symbol very similar to the Black Lives Matter movement to represent a terrorist group in a trailer for one of their upcoming games. And this was at the height of the BLM movement back in 2020, so this did not go over well with anyone. Ubisoft has also gotten plenty of bad press for having a very dangerous and toxic work environment specifically for their female employees. Some of the criminal behavior these poor women had to go through were harassment, sexism, and verbal/physical abuse. If you would like to learn more, I have linked a great informative video on these topics down in the description below. So with all of that in mind, these back-to-back bad decisions and awful controversies have all led to Ubisoft's downfall, causing Just Dance to suffer as a side effect of this. But there is still hope. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Ubisoft specified in their announcement that Seasons wouldn't be a part of Just Dance 2025 edition. So there's always a possibility that they could return in Just Dance 2026 edition, but I wouldn't get my hopes up with how things have been going. I miss Seasons as much as everyone else, and I really do hope to see them return in the future. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for making it to the end. I know it was a long one. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider liking to help support me and my channel. And subscribe if you don't want to miss my next upload. Don't forget to comment your thoughts down below, as surely you have something to say too. But until the next time you click on one of my videos, bye.